Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this week's edition of the best news. But this is not the best. We are on a new server, Morrison's Craft. As always, this edition of the best news is sponsored by the company for cheap, reliable goods that are always in stock. Now for the intro. And then we'll cut, right? And then we'll have the intro, yeah? Yeah. And then we'll cut back to me, who's here. Then I'll talk about it, and then we'll cut to me talking more in depth somewhere else, yes? Excellent. I'll carry on. Right. Over the last 2 weeks, many large-scale events has taken place. Now, obviously, we will not be able to cover all of these events in just one episode. So we will take in events of most of this weekend and the last few days. 3 days ago, Finn, Cheese and Finn were in heavy fighting at Finn's base, with many faction members killed and many base destroyed. Now going to Morrison's for more detail on the ground. Thank you, Morrison's. As you can see behind me, over here, the battle has been raging strongly over the weekend. Finn's base was reportedly to be hit three times by three TNT cannons, doing minimal damage. Unfortunately for Cheese, on the secondary volley, his cannons backfired and blew up, destroying most of his attacking capability. Finn led a counter-attack against Cheese, killing him. But later on in the evening, when they were not expecting it, Cheese came and blew up a large degree of their base, including Finn's mansion building and most of the housing area. Now, the United Nations, renamed to the UNPR, led by His Grace Morrison and His Grace Adam, intervened. They ended the fighting by allowing Cheese and Finn to join their faction, becoming governors of certain areas. Cheese is now governor of the shopping district, and Finn is now governor of his previous faction, they are both ruling under the control of the higher-ups, His Graces Adam and Morrison's. With the end of fighting, peace and stability has finally come to most server. There is still troubling reports, though, from Wreck-It and his insurgent movements in the north of the country, potentially destabilizing the situation. We will be joined by His Majesty, the King, or His Grace Morrison's. Morrison's? Exactly. The situation in the north has become very threatening. We have given Wreck-It a DEFCON 2, which means if he fires at our forces, he will be fired upon, but his stuff will not be taken. Any other escalation in situations will warrant a rise in our DEFCON. But that is all I can say at the moment from the government in hand. Thank you very much, Your Grace. That's all from me. Back to the studio with Morrison's for more information. Thank you, Morrison's too. With Cheese now being governor of the shopping district has seen an upsurge in buildings. Roughly 5 to 6 buildings has been built over the weekend, bringing commerce to the area. A large trade of diamonds has been fluctuated through the shopping district, and as always, the company has returned to opening Looky at My Bookie, a spin on Corrales' shop from Hermitcraft, and the Shulker shop, which they are very famous for. Now, we're going to Morrison's 3, who is at the shopping district, for more information. Hello. Thank you, Morrison's 1. We are outside, Looky at My Bookie to my right, and the Electra shop to my left. With Cheese now governor of this district, roads and buildings have sprung up. These two shops have been making the most amount of profit, racking a massive sum of 6 stacks of diamonds in 48 hours. Unfortunately, theft has returned, with a few people being banned from the server permanently for theft. Theft has been made previously, like on the best, a bannable offence. Anybody caught thieving or anyone suspected of thieving will be banned instantly without any trial. They'll have the right to, of course, say their side of the story, but it will be up to the governor and the server owner if he will be banned, or she. Now, a socially distanced McDonald's has opened up to make comedy on the recent pandemic that has been hitting the world for the last few months. This shop is selling all the McDonald's goodies, such as chicken nuggets and a Happy Meal. That is all from me. Back to the studio, Morrison's 1. Thank you, Morrison's 3. With Charlie and Adam, or their graces, receiving more and more power over the last few days, it is evident that they are making a power move for the entire server. They have stressed, though, that if they do take absolute power and become kings or even emperors, that they will not have such a centralized system as they were on the best. Quoting from His Graces, Adam and Charlie, they said this: "We will have basic rules, basic laws. There has to be to keep a society going strong. But there will not be such corruption, hierarchy, and a deep sense of right and wrong in this server as there was on the best. There will not be laws for every single situation, and if arguments can be resolved without needing to go to any governors or me or Adam in this example, then the charges will be dropped. The punishment will be severer than on the best." That is all from us this week. Thank you very much for listening, and good afternoon.